Okay, you should have faith. Have faith. You're surrounded by ascending masters and guides. It says pray 7 times today. Okay, so you need to have faith. Maybe some natural teas and meds, will do you good. If you drink teas, like natural teas and meds, if you make them or drink them, that will do you good. You should have faith. Okay, so whatever you're going up against, just have faith, and know that you're surrounded by ascending masters and or guides, and they're guiding you and showing you the way. And you should pray 7 times a day. Maybe you can get that guidance from praying, and it specifically says 7 times today. So I would suggest that you strive for them 7 times. If you don't get to the 7, at least you get close. But maybe it's something in praying those 7 times. Okay. Maybe it could be healing to you. I'm hearing mentally and spiritually. Okay. Any Yeah, it says cook for the people. Some of y'all are good cooks, so maybe you need to cook for the people. Now, I noticed that people don't start saying this as a saying, like cook for the people. So maybe you need to have faith that you're gonna be able to do what it is that you need to do. You're gonna shine the way you need to shine. Okay, it says it's time to pray. So some people need to start back praying, or if you haven't been praying, if you haven't been praying, you need to start back praying, and maybe it's time for you to pray. It says your spiritual team watches over you as you sleep. Okay, so and it says cleanse your surroundings. So if it could be your spiritual team could be watching you as you sleep. They could be watching over you. Whether that's like, they're literally watching over you as you sleep. Some of you need to start praying before you go to sleep. Like, somebody lays down, they don't pray before they lay down. You need to start praying before you go to sleep. And cleanse your surroundings, maybe they watching over you. This could be figurative, like maybe you, or spiritually sleep, and it's time for you to pray and wake up. Okay. Anything else for the earth elements? Yeah, it says pray for your spiritual team. So you need to pray for your spiritual team. It says somebody's in your energy, but it's safe. So you're surrounded by your spiritual team. You should seek the light and pray for your spiritual team, because the more you pray, the stronger they are. They have to protect you, and in order to do that, you have to seek out the light. Okay. Anything else for earth elements? Anything else for the earth elements? It said be ye the light. So you need to let your light shine out, shine through. Be the beacon of light. It says do a reading for yourself. So, you may need to start reading up and getting back into your word, or and go forth with confidence. Maybe you need to, sometimes you can speak to the people. You may have have to speak to the people, and you need to be confident in what you're saying. You have to be confident in what you're telling people. You need to get back to your routine. So maybe this was a routine of somebody. Maybe they used to, they pray. They made sure they pray 7 times a day. They may cook for the people. It's somebody's in your energy, but it's safe. Okay, so it's like you're being guided to the things that you need to do, and it's okay. It says time for you to clean up your act. So this is your sign, to clean up your act. It said make natural meds and teas. Okay, so making those teas, could bring you clarity, or this could be like figurative, like, maybe you praying and getting back to your normal routine of how you do things. It's time for you to to get back into balance, okay? Now, once again, it says someone's in your energy, but it's safe, and you come from a long line of royalty. So, and some could, you need to meditate. Some people could meditate. So this is really focusing on getting back to your routine and praying and meditating. Some was already doing it. Maybe you fell off. It's time for you to get back in line and have faith. Have faith for the people, because it's like the people, it could be people that's really dependent on you and your journey. In order for them to be in line, you got to get in line, okay? Yeah, it says you need to clean up your act, okay? So that's basically what it's saying for the earth signs. Like, it's time for you to get back in alignment, okay? Earth elements. Messages. What do the earth elements need to know? What do the earth elements need to know? Okay. It said no pain, no gain. So, if you don't put in the work, you ain't getting in out of it. You got to have faith. And not only do you have faith, you got to do the work. You can't just have faith without works is dead, and vice versa. Okay. So, no pain, no gain. Who said it was going to be easy? All right. It says get it together. All right, we got fatal attraction, angles. We got a sugar daddy, and I went through your phone last night. Okay, in 7 whole days. So 7 days could be significant. It's 7. This is the second time that 7 came out. 7 days, 7 weeks, 7 months. I kind of feel like this could be, something going on within a week. Somebody could be, trying to get it together or whatever, and it's like, no, it could be, it could be not a so easy road getting this together. Whatever this be, whether this be, a platonic situation, this be a romantic situation, like, it's just like it's a personal situation where somebody is just trying to get some things together, and and it's like no pain, no gain. So you got to go through it to get where it is that you need to be. Okay. This could also be talking about a romantic relationship. Like somebody could have like a fatal attraction to somebody else. Like, they could go through a person's phone. This could be somebody's, sugar daddy. They can have some type of angles for dealing with a person, or vice versa. They could feel like a person has angles when they deal with them. But they could go through a person's phone, while they sleeping. Like this person could watch a person while they sleep. It says the game ain't free. The game ain't free. Super wet. I ain't gonna beg you. And are you still down? So a person could feel like another person does, even if that other person don't feel that way. They could be feeling like, the game ain't free. Like if this is a save, this was such, I can't even. I don't start stuttering. What's going on? Say this is like a situation where it's like somebody with a sugar daddy or something. Like maybe this is a sugar daddy, and maybe they been getting up their money, and they feel like, it went for free. They might have been whining and dining the person, doing whatever, but they really was doing it because they was, at some point they was feeling like a person, we could get it together. Like we could get it together, and maybe one of them nights, we could get down to the pound town, okay? They ready to go to pound town, and they asking the person, are you still down? But it's like, I'm not gonna beg you, although they could be, more attracted to a person than what they laying on, but I kind of feel like this person was looking at the things that they was doing as an investment for this particular, particular time, or it was a particular time that was coming, and it was like I was spending my change or doing what I was doing for you, because at some point, I was expecting something in return for it. And it say kissing you in just one of them days. So somebody may just come in one of them days, and it's like they could wanna, and it say kissing you, but I kind of feel like they want to do more than just do a little kissing, and then it's like maybe this person come in, and they might come in and they might do something for you or whatever, and it's like once they get what they want, they might go back to the streets. Like they may feel like a person made a fool out of them. Like maybe this could be vice versa. This could be like a sugar daddy. Maybe he do this. He may do this. This may be his MO, he may wine and down a person, spend a little money on them and stuff like that, because eventually he know that, that they gonna come up off of it, okay? And so then once they come up off of it and he get what he want, then it's like it's back to the street. It's like you made a fool of me, you know what I'm saying? Or this could be vice versa, a person could, be messing around with this person, and they could be spending their money and stuff, thinking that, eventually they gonna give it up and we gonna have this like romantic night or whatever, however they looked at it or whatever they thought it was gonna be. And then they come back and they don't do it. Like maybe, they get what they want and they go back to the streets, and a person could feel like a person made a fool of them. They made it, and it could be, I kind of feel like it's somebody who's like playing this role, like, hey, they may be playing a role like they willing to give a person this and they doing this for a person, but it's really like, it's like they playing the long game, right? Instead of like, I just come out and be like, hey, I pay you a little something, you give me, So they play the long game, and they, do stuff for you up until you give them what they want, and then once they get what they want, then they out of there, They could, and yeah, somebody could feel like, somebody could feel after this, somebody could feel like a person paid the fool, whether it's either one, vice versa, whether it's the one giving out the money or the one who's receiving the money. And if it's the one who's giving out the money, they could, after this, that thing could be so good to them, or, it could be so good to them, so it's like a fatal attraction. Like this person could develop a fatal attraction for a person, and they can feel like even if you're not talking to them, ain't dealing with them, like you still theirs, and they could feel like a person is the person of their dreams after this. So it's like you may need to, maybe they looking for you to stand up on some of that stuff that you said, like practice what you preach. They may. It's like, ooh, they might feel like, okay, I ain't never gonna let you go. Like, what I'm saying? A person could feel like this person is like their favorite thing. Like, you are my favorite thing. And it can make that person go off, okay? And it's like, you're right. And then the crazy thing about it is, this person could have somebody else. They could also be dealing with other people. Like, this could not be you. This person that they spending and winding down could not be the only one they spending and winding down on. But it's like they feel like over the top about a person. Somebody could smoke. I'm gonna cut my wind now. They could smoke. Somebody could smoke. Yeah, but they could feel like a person. They could either leave a person, or they could leave a person out in the cold, or they could feel like a person left them out in the cold, And it's like that could make them weak, all right? And once they get weak, they could they could flip out, okay? Because they could feel like a person is they feel like a person, like we supposed to be in love, like maybe they felt in love after they finally got that. Well, I ain't gonna say that. Let me be quiet, okay? Yeah. So it's like somebody could have felt like, saying a person just being friendly. It's like they got it bad. Like one person could be like, I was just being friendly, being nice, and the other one, it's like, you got it bad. It's not funny, but you know, that's, yeah. They could be digging on, they could really be digging on a person. So let's go to the next deck. What should the earth elements know? A Hyundai could be significant. Somebody in a Hyundai could be going through like a tower moment. Earth. Yeah, somebody need to move on. This could be concerning someone on social media. A Mazda could be significant here, or something similar. A Mitsubishi could be significant. Somebody could be sexually attracted to somebody. And they could be watching a person on social media that they attracted to. Like I said, this Mitsubishi could be significant. Somebody may not want to put in the work for a situation and decide, hey, you know, I'm just gonna move on. So that could be it too. Somebody could be getting backstabbed. This could be over a backstab. Like I said, this could be between a Mitsubishi or a Suzuki could be significant. This can involve a neighbor. This neighbor could be worried now, or they could be worried that a person is over it. Like they could be worried that a person is gonna move on. Coat could be significant. Somebody could have they could be, you know, shapely. They could have like a Coca-Cola shape, or this person could, you know, have a blood sugar problem, or, you know, some of that sort. But I'm leaning more towards the shape. Like somebody could have a real nice shape or whatever, and they, you know, somebody could have did something they shouldn't have did, you know, involving a neighbor, or this is this neighbor, and now they worried that a person might move on because they over this, whether this be the person in the Mitsubishi or the person in the Suzuki, and it says I have someone but I'm not happy. So somebody could have been messing with a person outside of another person, and it says sugar mama is not what it seems. So maybe somebody found out about another person that a person was dealing with, and they could have been saying that this person could have been a sugar mama. So somebody could have found out about somebody's sugar mama, and, you know, and it's like, it's not what it seems. Like, this is what it was, and they could be worried now. A Buick or a Cillian could be significant. Anything else? Yeah, somebody could be unbalanced, you know. Tattoos could be significant. The person with the tattoos could be moving on. A Lincoln could be significant, or something similar. Somebody could be like slim, thick. It could be this person in this Mitsubishi person, you know. This could be an earth sign. This could be an earth sign, Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, or well, this is earth elements messages. So this could be, you know, an earth element. This person is coming up as a twin flame. This could be the person in the Lincoln, or some sense similar. But this same thick person, they could be defensive. Okay, they could be defensive. This could be the person in the Suzuki. You know, they could be defensive about this backstab. You know, this sugar mama could be somebody new. Like, they could have, you know, we got inheritance, and let's just be friends, and party time. So somebody could be, you know, they could party a lot, or they could have a job at night. You know, they could, you know, they could have like a nightlife job. They could party a lot, or, you know, this is just partying, and they could be telling another person, like a neighbor could be coming in telling this person, like, let's just be friends. It's not what it seems. You know, they could be telling the new person this, you know, because the new person could be coming up as a sugar mama, or this is vice versa. Maybe they're scared somebody else is going to leave them. So because they're scared that this other person is going to leave them, then they tell the other person, like, hey, let's just be friends. You know, they could be, because somebody could be defensive. Like, they could find out something, and they, you know, decide that they don't want to deal with this. Like, the situation is unbalanced. Okay. Like I said, this could be somebody in the text. Somebody with tattoos could be significant. They could be deciding to move on. Okay, we got white magic, white women, okay, with faith. So, I mean, specifically, it could be a white woman, but it could be any woman. But you know, specifically, we could be talking about a white woman or whatever. And this woman could be telling somebody that let's just be friends, or maybe somebody like, you know, somebody kind of, maybe this person is spiritual and somebody kind of like, you know, just they cling on to this person because of their faith and, you know, what they do. You know, it says I was high and married. So somebody is worried they may have did something while they was high. You know, this person could be married and it says shots fired. I was only being nice. So somebody could have been flirting with another person even though they was married or in another commitment with somebody else because they was under the influence. Maybe they was out at a party and this happened and things might have went too far and now this person is worried that the other person is going to leave them and move on. This could have happened late night or something could have transpired late night, could be significant. Anything else? For the earth elements, a Cadillac could be, a Cadillac or something similar could be significant, but it's saying I was drunk. So somebody could have, some could have transpired while a person was drunk and out partying. This could involve a businesswoman. A Subaru could be significant. So, earth elements, money and career. What should the earth elements know? Money and career. For the earth elements. Okay, it says bonus money, office gossip, stand your ground, okay, and your co-worker wants your position. So that could be a co-worker that wants somebody position, you know, over some money. Maybe they feel like they can make more money if they had this position. Somebody could be moving on when it comes to a situation over some money. This co-worker could be thin, slim, thick. It could be a earth sign could be involved. Maybe an earth sign started some office gossip. They could have started some office gossip over some money. You know, they could be moving on about this, or you know, they done did this and now they want to move on, but somebody need to stand their ground. A Lincoln, somebody in a Lincoln could be significant. This could involve somebody in the Lincoln. It says your supervisor has been secretly complaining about you. So this supervisor, it could be a supervisor in a Lincoln that had been secretly complaining about somebody, and they've been, you know, spreading this around. Like this is the office gossip that's been spreading around. But a person needs to stand their ground when it comes to this, or you know, this could be concerning with a short man. Somebody may have to stand their ground with a short man because that supervisor has been secretly complaining about a person. This could be somebody, you know, this could be an earth sign that they complaining, the gossip, the earth sign they complaining about, or this could be, you know, they could be spreading this gossip with this earth sign, okay? This earth sign could be involved in spreading this gossip because somebody else wants your position, or maybe they want a person, you know, they want a person fired or out of their position. Yeah, it says no stability. Any money and career matters will go well and you're fired. And it says you receive some money over 10,000, less than 30,000. So it's like whatever the gossip is that's being spread or being said, it's like it ain't got no stability, like you ain't really got no leg to stand on. It's like any career or money matters will go well if you just stand your ground about it. Yeah, because somebody's spraying gossip and rumors and lies. You know, they trying to backstab somebody to get them fired. A Cadillac could be significant. This person could be married. This person could be married or whatever. But it's like, you know, they could have did it when they was high. They could have said somebody was high, or they was high when they did it. But now it's like they worried about this backstab. They may be worried about, you know, what they did and the stuff that they spread about it. But it's like any career matters will go well. And then somebody could be receiving some money behind it, you know, behind this lie and this backstab. So it says no worry, better opportunities are coming. So even if somebody lie and get somebody fired, it's like they could receive some money behind them lying and getting them fired. Others, it's not gonna, you know, they're gonna, you know, it's not gonna work anyway. You know, it's like it's still, either way it goes, it's like any money or career matters, it's gonna go well. Like just stand your ground about it. You know, they've been lying trying to get a person fired. Okay. Yeah, and it's all because of how you look, you know, because it said every time you come to work, you look like money. So somebody could, you know, they could be going to work, they could look like money, they could, you know, dress nice, they could seem like they got a lot of stuff, or you seem like you got a lot of money, and, you know, basically it's like these co-workers is hating on this, you know, they got a boss watching you, so you need to follow the rules, you know, and it's like... through that you will receive some money over 5,000, less than 10,000. So either way it go, you know, some money is gonna come to a person, even though these people are, you know, they storing this they storing these rumors, or they lying about a person and what they do and how they do it. You know, this parking lot could be, this Cadillac in a parking lot could be significant. Okay. It says you will receive some money, $1 million or more, a boss. So, something could happen in the parking lot with this Cadillac. Somebody could end up being fired behind it. Somebody could receive some money, you know, and this could cause a boss to get involved. So, you know, I just heard corporate, so. It says, don't quit your job. Their hobby will not pay off. So it's like, you know, don't quit your job. Don't let them force you to quit your job. Maybe you need to let them fire you. You know, if they fire you, then you can get this money. Like, you entitled to this money versus you quitting, okay? It's going to pay off for them to fire you. All right. It says you got a raise coming, $1 or more, a short man. So you could even be receiving a raise. Somebody could be getting a raise behind it, and this office romance will work out. Okay, so somebody could offer a person $1 or more to stay. All right, so those are your earth elements. That's your earth elements daily messages. Well, I said daily, but it's not really daily, but these are your earth element messages.